Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Stanford Howard with this edition of the HGP Sportscast. We begin with cricket. The Guyana Cricket Board last evening held their annual awards ceremony at the Yana. The event was chaired by the office bearers of the board. Samuel Gillis was there and filed this report.
The captive crowd Wednesday evening applauded intermittently as acting president of the Guyana Cricket Board, Mr. Fizal Bacchus, gave his detailed report of the board's 2018 activities. He spoke of the ups and downs of the Guyana teams during the year.
Tremendously, and would be an investment into our country, especially our youth. Development initiative. On May 2018, we launched the 5th edition of the Guyana Cricket Magazine, which highlighted all the achievements, competitions, and everything which occurred in Guyana cricket and cricketers, locally, regionally, and internationally. We also had our grand raffle drawing on the final day of the ICC Women's World Cup hosted here in Guyana. The GCB is currently undergoing development work at our LBI facility. This facility is intended to provide an inclusive training and development environment to upskill youths all the way up to being professionals. Once completed, it should be our second accredited playing venue.
Broad smiles brightened up the faces of the awardees as they collected their awards for the various categories selected by the Guyana Cricket Board. Those categories were Special Cricket Awards, Corporate Awards, Special Service Awards, and Premium Awards.
Most wickets in the regional under-19 goes to Kevin Sinclair. He claimed 23 wickets with the best figure of 5 for 42 against Trinidad and Tobago in the 3-day tournament. Sinclair also had 2 4-wicket hauls.
Kevin Sinclair hugged 3 of the cricket awards. He was awarded for Junior Cricketer of the Year, Most Wickets in the Regional Under-19 Tournament, and Most Valuable Player in the Regional Under-19 Tournament.
Tonight is not a particular honor for me because, let's face it, my presence on this stage is unlikely. I started out in the media not knowing anything except love and admiration for the game. But with the desire to do my best, and with the help of a constructive environment, I stand here today knowing my story is no different from the many that have come into contact with this beautiful sport. There is a great connection to all Guyanese and cricket. If there is a child that cannot afford to come to practice or afford a pair of shoes, it hurts us all. If there is a child doing well, even if he or she is not from our club or county, we will carry their name with pride. And there are a number of people and things that try to divide us, but tonight we are not divided, but united to recognize hard work, dedication, and passion. We are one, representing the Golden Arrowhead.
Corporate awards were given to Hand in Hand Group of Company, Dave West Indian Imports, and Scotiabank for their outstanding contribution to cricket through sponsorship. Premium awards were given to Shemar Etimaya for the Male Cricketer of 2018 and Charmaine Campbell for the Female Cricketer of the Year. Touching remarks were made on behalf of the awardees. For HGP Sportscast, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. The atmosphere in the Yana sparkled Wednesday evening as the Prime Minister and Minister George Norton graced the 2018 Annual Cricket Awards ceremony with their presence. Find out more in this report. Minister Norton took to the podium graciously, singing high praises for his colleagues who supported him in his post as Minister of Social Cohesion, with a responsibility for culture, youth and sports. His remarks were short but pointed.
Cricket is one of our most treasured sports disciplines here in Guyana. Our love for this sport comes from the performance and dedication of you, the men and women in this room tonight. And so I'm most happy that your efforts and devotion to the game are once again being celebrated and rewarded by the Guyana Cricket Board. Our country has had a fantastic year of cricket so far. From the first ever standalone ICC Women's T20 World Cup, to the Bangladesh tour of the West Indies, and of course, the historic 2018 CPL tournament, which saw Guyana hosting playoff matches for the very first time. I want to make special mention of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. And I want to publicly thank the support I had from members, my colleagues, members of the cabinet.
Prime Minister Moses Nakamotu proudly took time from his busy schedule to celebrate with the awardees at the Humanayana. He spoke of his love for cricket and its history in Berbice as he remembers it.
Played with dedication, almost as if it were a religious ritual. I always remember those origins, that people in our community didn't rely only on the talent of the cricketers. And so I wrote in my book, Henry's Cure, where you have these seafarer men who would turn up at the ground the night before the cricket. And I remember Trinidad playing in Guyana. They played at the Wim ground. And one of the complaints the Trinidadians made was they were finding dog teeth and pieces of horse hair on the pitch. The seafarer men claimed that they tied down the ground. So when we talk cricket, and I'm identified in some way with cricket, it's not because I know how to play the game. It's because I fell in love with the artistry that goes with cricket.
Among those present were Dr. Shivnarang Chanjapal, Honorary Secretary of the Guyana Cricket Board, Mr. Anand Sanasi, members of the Under-19 team and Jaguars senior team who receive awards for their outstanding unbeaten performance. Reporting for the HGP Sportscast, I am Stanford Howard. West Indies suffered a loss in the second T20 against Bangladesh by 36 runs. Here are the details. The Bangladeshis showed the world champions that the Tigers were a team to be counted when they trounced the West Indies in the second T20 encounter at Dhaka on Thursday. Skipper Carlos Brathwaite opted to field, but the Bangladeshis' opening pair wasted no time to stage their attack. They plucked a quick 40 runs in 24 balls and kept powering on. Opener Litton Das went on to make 60 from 34 balls, but a swing from Sheldon Cottrell cleaned him up. Knocks of 32 from Sankar, 42 from skipper Shakib Al Hassan, and Momadullah 43 propelled the Bangladeshis to a mammoth score of 211 for 4, after scoring 71 of the final 5 overs. West Indies, in the hunt for their first series win in Asia, fell short in their run chase. Shai Hope's 36, Powell's 50, and Paul's 29 couldn't overhaul the target, and they fell short by 36 runs. The West Indies will have another shot at glory on Saturday, the 22nd of December, in the third T20 match. Reporting for the HGP Sportscast, I am Stanford Howard. And to end the Sportscast, Mohammed's Enterprise donates to GFF ExxonMobil International Futsal Festival. Long-standing football partner Mohammed's Enterprise has made a donation of trophies and an undisclosed monetary sum to the GFF ExxonMobil International Futsal Festival on Wednesday at the agency's Lombard Street headquarters. The donation was presented by proprietor Nazir Mohammed to Dion Ennis, executive committee member of the Guyana Football Federation, in the presence of Aubrey Shanghai. The 4-day festival will kick off on December 27. And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, persistence can change failure into extraordinary achievement. Back to you, Handel.